Hello everybody. For today, our objective is I can publish my documents to the internet using link sharing. So the way we're going to do this, first we're going to need to log into our Google Drive account by clicking on the Drive logo and inputting your username and password. I've already done so to get started. Then, once you've logged into Google Drive, the next thing you're going to need to do is open up your home folder, which is your first and last name. We're going to double click on that. And then we're going to create a new Google Doc. This is a document that we're going to use to post to our website through using the link sharing feature. So to create a new Google Doc, we click the New button, and then we select Google Docs. We'll click OK because we want to create it in the shared folder. Next, we're going to give our Google document a name. This is going to be your first name and the words Year in Review. Once you've given it a name, we need to set up our link sharing so that we can publish this document onto our web page. We want to post it up on our page so that other people can read about what we've done this year and maybe what some of our goals for the summer or for next school year are. So the way we do this link sharing is, you'll remember, we have to click File, and then we click the first option. It says Share. Here, we're not just going to share this with one specific person, we're going to share this with everyone on the internet. So the way we do that is we click Advanced, and we're going to change who has access to this file. So right now it says only specific people can access. We're going to change that by clicking the blue Change Link. And then we're going to give this one the option Anyone with the link. So in order for somebody to read our document, they have to be able to access the link. So we click this, and then we're going to click Save. Now here you'll notice at the top it says Link to Share. So we need this web address, also called a link. So the way we're going to do that, either with our mouse, you can right click and select Copy, or since this is highlighted blue, you know it's highlighted, we can just use our keys Control and C, and that will also copy it. So we have that link, we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and click Done. And now, before we start typing anything in our page, we're going to go ahead and publish this link into our website. So just a couple things we need to do to make that happen. First, we're going to go back into our Google Drive tab, and then we're going to open our website page. If you'll remember, we saved this in Google Drawings. Now, some of you have not created a Google Drawings folder if you were absent, so you'll look for your website just inside your home folder. It will be your first name and the word website with a red square next to it. If you have a Google Drawings folder and it's saved in there, we're going to open that up, and then we're going to double click on our website. See there, mine says Mr. G's website. So I double click to open that up. Now you see on my web page I have some words on the page, some pictures, and some other things. We are going to link share this to word art, not to a picture. So the way we do that, first we have to insert some word art onto our page. Word art is just any kind of text that is a big text, not a text box where you're typing, a paragraph or more, but this is just text where you only see a word or two. Okay? So the way we do that is we go ahead, we click Insert Word Art. And in this box, we're all going to type My Year in Review, because this is where we are going to insert a link for our document that we are going to type next. So once you've typed Year in Review, you type the Enter key, and here we have our word art. Now I'm going to resize this because I don't want to take up my whole page with art, but I do want this link to be visible. So I'm going to click on the corner and I'm going to drag it into the middle, and I see here it still says My Year in Review. Okay? Next, you'll go ahead and move this on the page to where you'd like it. I'm going to click and drag and put it down here in the bottom corner next to LeBron. Okay? And finally, in order to insert our link, if you'll remember, the last time we did this, you have to do a key combination. So you click on the word art to select it, and then you use the keys Control and K to insert a link. Now we've copied our link from the document. Next, we need to paste it in here. Again, two ways to do it. You can right click and select paste, or you can use your key combo Control V, and that will paste our link to our document right there. Finally, we click apply. Okay, so we have successfully inserted our link here, and the way you can test that link is you can close out your document here, and if you've done it correctly, when you click on this link, it will open your document right back up to where you can begin typing in it. If you do this and your document opens, you've done it correctly and you can start typing. If you try this and it is not working, please raise a vertical hand. I'll come around and we can work together to see what we need to change to make sure this works. Once you have published your document to your website correctly, the last step in this process is we're going to take a few minutes to reflect on some of the things that we've learned this year. These can be things you've learned either in another class or in technology class or specials or even just in life at home. And we're also going to write about some of the goals that you may have for the next school year or coming up in the summer. I'm going to post some sentence starters and some stems in here so that you can read them, but a couple things you might talk about. You could start a sentence with, this year I learned about blank in school. This year I enjoyed blank in school. Or if you wanted to talk about your goals, you could say, my goals for the summer are fill in the blank. So I'm going to go ahead and type mine up real quick to give you an example you can look at. And when you're finished, you can even play around with changing the font, changing the text size. You can even add a couple pictures into your document if you'd like. This is your document, but I want to make sure that everyone has at least about 3 to 5 sentences, at least one paragraph, because I know everybody's learned a lot and everybody has a lot to say. As you can see, I have typed in my paragraph using the sentence stems that I provided. I've also put some goals for myself in the summer. I went in and I changed the size of my font in the first paragraph, and then I changed the size of my font and the color and the style of my font for my goals. I wanted to put them in blue because blue is my favorite color. And finally, I found a picture using Google showing the steps and how you multiply 2-digit numbers, because that's what I learned how to do in school this year. Once you've finished your work, please raise a vertical hand so that I can come see, and then we will come back together as a class and we'll look at each other's work and talk about some of the interesting things that we've learned as well as some of the goals that we have. And hopefully we'll find some friends in our classes that maybe have the same goals or have learned similar things, and we can share this knowledge together and talk about it. Hope you had a fun time working on this assignment, and I will see you next time.